Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca Keppel and I'm here on ThermOWeb's YouTube channel today to show you a couple of cards that I created by layering the Deco Foil Clear Designer toner sheets. Those toner sheets can be covered with any color of foil. They have pre-printed designs on them. So what I decided to do was cut two pieces of the same pattern, cover them with two different colored foils, and then layer them together to create either more polka dots or, in this case, a plaid card. The first thing that I like to do is cut my Deco Foil Clear Designer toner sheets down to size and grab some iCraft Deco Foil transfer sheets. I have the jade here. I'm running it through by placing it on top of that toner sheet inside a parchment sandwich. I'm going to run it through my laminator that's been heating up a good, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'm also doing this in two different colors on the diagonal stripes. You can see I have diagonal orange and a diagonal pink stripe. You could layer them this way and get multicolored stripes, or you could layer them this way and create plaid. So first let's take a card out of the denim and jade polka dots. I'm going to use the large oval dies. These are from Gina K for ThermOWeb, and I'm going to adhere it down to my 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch piece of cardstock with some purple tape. That will keep my die in place so that I can create a nice oval window. So first I have that jade and here's the denim. So those are two different polka dots. I'm going to put some Memory Runner XL from ThermOWeb all around that oval, and I'm going to layer it over the first color of the Deco Foil Clear Designer toner sheet, and that's the one with the jade on it. Now I'm going to do the process again. I'm going to put the adhesive all around the back, and then I'm going to line this up so that we have extra dots. So I'm not going to put them right on top of each other. I'm going to put them kind of next to each other or diagonal just to create a really fun pattern. So you can see that you could do this with any of the Deco Foil Clear Designer toner sheets. Just run two different pieces with two different foil colors and then layer them on top of each other to create a really fun window. Next, I took the label dies from Gina K for ThermOWeb, and I'm going to ink them up with some turquoise sea ink. And I'm going to use the Time to Celebrate stamp set to stamp a sentiment. I'm also going to use another stamp from that same stamp set. It's got some confetti on it, and I'm going to stamp it all around that oval cardstock window that we created, stamping off the side at times to create a really pretty pattern. It's a nice tone-on-tone effect when you have the ink and the cardstock being the same color. Next, I'm going to take an ink blending tool, and I'm just going to put some shading with some ink rubbed on the edges of both the die cut and the card panel, and this just adds a little bit of extra depth or dimension to your card. So finally, I'm going to start putting this card together. I've decided that this time I want to pop this window up a little bit, so I'm going to use some ThermOWeb 3D Zots. I'm just going to put one on each corner of this window, and then I'm going to cut them in half with some nonstick scissors and put half on one side and half on the other side. That is plenty to give me lots of dimension on that window, and so you can kind of see the shadow behind it, which is fun. I'm going to use those same 3D Zots to pop up my sentiment, and next I'm going to take some of the ThermOWeb Gina K. This is the white ribbon with the gold trim. I'm just going to tie a little bow. Once my bow is tied, I'll fold the tails in half and then cut them to get that nice little embellished edge to the end of the bow. I'm going to take some ThermOWeb Zots. These are the tiny Zots, and I'm just going to adhere the bow down. To create this plaid card, I'm going to first use the large rectangle frame for Gina K for ThermOWeb dies and adhere it down to my cardstock with some purple tape. Again, this is going to create my window that I'm going to place the designer toner sheets behind. So once that is die cut, I'm going to take some Memory Runner XL and run it all along that back end of the cardstock, flip it over and adhere it to the first designer toner sheet. Then I'm going to figure out exactly how I want to line up this pink one behind it, and I'm going to use some of the tape runner. You can see I actually put it on the top and the bottom instead of the sides, which is what I need in order to adhere it to the second piece of designer toner sheets. So I'm going to line that up so that it creates a plaid or a crisscross design, and then I'm just going to trim off the excess there, and I can set that aside and use that little bits on different projects. I love the way this plaid turned out with the pink and the orange, but I think it would be so much fun with lots of different color combinations. I'm going to take the Memory Runner XL once again on the back of that card panel, not on any of the designer toner sheet, just on the cardstock, and adhere it to a card base. Next, I'm going to take the Butterfly Kisses stamp set and just take a scratch piece of white cardstock. I'm going to ink up one of the layered butterflies with Wild Dandelion ink. That is the Gina K for ThermOWeb ink. And I didn't get a great impression the first time. It was my fault. I just didn't ink it up properly. That's why I did it in my MISTI, so that I could get a great impression. And also, because I am going to be doing some stamp layering, I find it easy to use a stamp positioner when you do that type of stamping. So my next layer, I'm going to use the Sweet Mango, also from Gina K for ThermOWeb, and you can see that you get this great little layered butterfly. I'm going to temporarily adhere the die down to this stamped image using some of ThermOWeb's new purple tape, and then run it through my die cut machine. I put a ThermOWeb Zot on the back right in the middle of that butterfly so I could lift the wings, and now I'm stamping the sentiment Thinking of You from that same Butterfly Kisses sentiment inside the card. And that completes my second card. Again, I really love the way you get two different colors from the designer toner sheets when you layer them on top of each other, and you can't even really tell that you have two sheets behind that window there. So I hope you will try this technique. It is super simple and lots of fun, and you can create lots of different backgrounds for your cards. So if you're interested in any of the products that I used, they will all be linked down below. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.